so much better.
Ski.
Tuku. I don't even know the words to the song. I just
No. No, ski.
It's still recording. That's good.
Remember from episode 1 to today.
We still don't got our shit together, guys. Okay.
You can present, then we'll do the cheers.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Chicas. Welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anahy.
And I'm Gisele. This is episode 42.
Episode 42. And as y'all can see, we have a lovely cake for our 1-year anniversary. Cheers to that.
Cheers. We only have coffee in here, y'all.
Yeah, it's just coffee. Astros are playing at the moment, so this better be a good episode. We're missing the game. Astros are leading. That's the only thing keeping me calm here. Okay. ¿Qué
pasó?
Okay, no, we're good. We're good. I thought I'd stop recording. But it is our 1-year episode 42. Gisele was like, wait, it should be 52. But y'all know we've missed episodes. I can't believe it was a total of 10 though. But we promise to do better next year. Although we will be taking a break coming up soon, but we won't leave y'all fully. It just won't be episodes, podcast episodes. But we have something exciting. Or you can say.
You want to?
We can.
Okay. So we plan on taking a break after Thanksgiving and coming back. We haven't decided yet if after Christmas or until the New Year's. And we already have some guests that we're thinking about bringing on. We just have to do the reaching out and scheduling them for January. But for Christmas, we want to do 12 days of Chicas Más.
Yes, 12 days of Chicas Más, vloggings. It's exciting. Yes. We have really cute ideas. Also, if y'all hear clapping in the background, it's my husband. He's watching the game.
Was that clapping? Room. I thought it was a hammer.
No, I was like, he's clapping. That
means Astros are doing good.
Big ass hands, man.
How did we both drink it?
I know. But going into today's episode, we do just want to thank y'all for sticking with us for a full year. We're not at 1,000 subscribers.
I know.
Which I fully thought we were.
I said 500, you said.
I said 1,000. I really thought it was going to be 1,000.
It's okay.
But because we were doing really good and we were getting 10 subs per week. Yeah. And then it just started slowing down. But we're over 300 subscribers. I'm still super proud of that. I feel like with all the fun stuff we have coming up, that number is going to increase a lot by December. So I'm super excited for that. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm really proud of us. I really can't believe we stuck with it. Really doesn't even feel like it's been a year though.
It doesn't.
I don't feel like
longer.
You think so?
No, it doesn't feel like a year.
It's such a routine that it's it's a year already.
Yeah, a whole year.
Yeah.
But to think back on our first episode to now, we have grown so much.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. From our video quality. I
mean, y'all are going to see some bloopers even from today.
Oh, yeah. Just communicating, keeping that conversation going, cutting each other off, getting arguments in the middle.
Arguments, guys. Behind the scenes.
Middle. I mean, you're cutting me off.
Yeah.
But we've just gotten so much better. Definitely. I feel like we're more podcasters for sure. Maybe I'm tooting my horn a little too much, but I think we definitely do sound way better.
Oh, for sure.
Podcasters
I feel like our episodes. Yeah, I feel like our episodes are way more okay, that. Frances was her name, right? That shared when I listened to the Chicas. And today, this morning, my cousin actually messaged me on Instagram and she was like, hey, and I don't really talk to her on the daily, just at family events because they're from the Valley. And she was like, I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And then she was like, oh my God, I didn't even reply. She was like, but I've been listening to the podcast, and she's like, and I literally feel like I'm comadriando with y'all. I love all the mom topics y'all touch. I feel like she's like, I feel like I vibe with y'all. I'm sitting there talking to myself. She was like, but talking back to y'all. And I was like, no, I get it. Like, I listen to podcasts like that, and I just like, I love it. Like, I'm so into the conversation with you guys.
Yeah. So if you followed, if you follow us, you would have seen that Frances one, she posted one where it's saying like me listening to podcasts, and then there's like a billboard or a picture.
Yeah, it's like a billboard.
And she's like sitting next to it talking to them, like the billboard. And I was like, I'm so happy it does feel like that. Like, even since day one, you said that people would write you saying like, it feels like they're in the room with us.
Yeah.
And I feel like we still get that till this day. The other day at Vienna's baby shower, Jessica too, she was like, I just feel like I'm there with y'all. She's like, I forget that I'm listening to the podcast and I'm like responding to everything y'all are saying. Yeah. Like, if y'all can hear me. And I'm like, that's cool though. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Normally, shout out to Normally. She's been very great at supporting too, and, you know, giving us feedback. But she wrote us one time too, and she let us know that she's not really a podcast girly, like, at all. She's like, but when I listen to you guys, like, I love it. Like, I look forward to it. And that makes our hearts happy.
And honestly, like, that's why I want to be more consistent. Like, I want us to be dropping, because I know that there is some of y'all that, like, y'all are religiously waiting for 12 p.m. on a Thursday. Our times will be changing though, because we did get a lot of feedback that people prefer mornings. And next little survey will be through the It's for the Chicas page, and it'll be like, do you want like AM as you're getting ready for work dropped, or like what time in the morning do you want it dropped, you know? But we will get better at that. I feel like we've been doing a lot better. We just had that 1 week where we missed because a lot of shit went down, like with the gas thing. But we have been doing better at like making sure it's dropping at the correct time.
For sure.
Staying more consistent. Also, we went to Studio 1017's This and Much More event this past Saturday.
Episode,
100th episode, yeah.
Shout out to them.
Rolly
and Evelyn.
It was
the Vogue family.
Yeah, it was such a vibe, dude.
I
loved
it.
I loved it 100%.
Shirts, bag. Oh, I forgot to bring the bag. I gotta bring it.
Oh yeah,
the
so
little
we can
tote,
hang it
so we
here.
can write right there. It's for the chicas. It was like their intro. The tote bag says, "I'm Rolly," and I'm Evelyn, and our special guest today is, and then like it's blank, so you can write your name in there. So we have to write.
Yeah, we can put our sticker.
We could do that too.
Put the little "It's for the Chicas" sticker. Yeah.
It's so cute.
But it was fun, and then we also got like some good like little quick content for a reel, and we got so much support on that. Like,
and it was awesome just here. Okay, so we didn't really get to like see a lot of girls there. Well, we did see some, but not as much as, you know, because this is a woman's podcast. But it was really cool to know that like guys there were like, yeah, y'all are It's for the Chicas. They're like, what?
Yeah,
like, guys know who we are.
We are the Chicas.
It's like, guys, like I would think girls, you know, would know obviously who we are, but guys, I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then I think it's Evelyn's cousin or Roland's cousin, the one
no, it's Evelyn's cousin,
the one that they're madrinos of
Priscilla.
Priscilla, yeah.
Shout out to her.
She was like, man, y'all are so tall. Like, I didn't expect y'all to be this tall. And I was like, really? Like, I love being told I'm tall, guys. Like, if somebody tells me I'm tall, I'm like, oh, like, you think so? Like, I love being told that I'm tall, but we're tall guys, okay? Like, we're not your average short little Hispanic girls, but we're pretty giant compared to most people.
To most girls, for sure. Especially me.
But you see, like when I stand next to you, you're not that much taller than me.
Because you're a little bit, how tall are you?
I really don't know, dude. I'm telling you. When
I think the last time I found out, I was like before Robbie. I don't remember.
You were what, like 5'8"? 5'7"?
5'7". But I think I'm 5'8" now.
See, that's why I don't know how tall I am, because I was 5'4" my whole life.
Maybe
but I'm not 5'4". My coworkers think I'm 5'6".
5'6"?
But I'm like maybe 5'5" and a half.
Not 5'6" though.
Not 5'6" though. Because I wish I was taller. My ideal height would be 5'8".
Yeah, I'm 5'8".
5'8", I feel like is perfect height.
It's good. I mean, it's good for me and Rob because Rob's 5'10".
Yeah, Henry's 6'3".
Well, yeah.
So when I'm told that I look tall, I appreciate it, man, because I'm always like, I look like a midget next to Henry, and I'm not.
But imagine if Henry was with like a Evelyn, like how tiny she is.
Oh yeah, no.
That'd be crazy.
But that happens more often.
It does, like big guys and little girls.
Henry's like a big guy, and I'm like an average girl.
Yeah,
I don't like being average.
No, but it was really cool being at the event and being noticed. That I sometimes at the beginning, I would tell Anahy, like, no, I'm like super pumped for the podcast. I never get defeated, or I never get down, or not defeated, but
you wouldn't lose motivation.
Yeah, unmotivated. And like lately, one of our videos, we didn't get as much as views, and that really made me sad. I was like, I don't understand.
And we lost 2 subscribers at the same time.
So I was really sad about that. But then we dropped 2 more, and the views were back up. So I was like, maybe it was just an off week for everybody and they didn't get to watch it. But that kind of did make me unmotivated a little. And, you know, thank God me and Anahy have each other, because when she's unmotivated, like, I kind of pick her up. And when I'm unmotivated, she picks me up and reminds me, like, why we're doing this or why we started it. We both have off days on the same day, too. But we've never just been like, oh, we quit. We've always been like, let's just record tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a better day for us.
Or like we get each other.
Yeah. But I definitely think it's gone up and down, but definitely being seen by people like in person and telling us, oh, we know who y'all are. It's for Chicas. Like, we've watched your episodes or 1 or 2 episodes. Like, that motivated me a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And like even guys, like they're like Rob was like, oh, this is my wife, and this is her friend. They're from, and they'd be like, yeah, it's for the Chicas. Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, like we are for the Chicas.
That's me.
And honestly, like I'm like, man, I talk so much girl shit on here that I was know. Like, I really like, I'm like, it's just girls listening. Like that's my thought. Like that's my mentality.
Well, Rob, I think he said for this coming episode for Posted, they told him. Oh, no, he told them. He said, my wife told me, which I did tell him. I told him, you talk so much shit, Rob, on Posted. Like, people can't stand you. Because we even, at the event, they were like, ugh, can't stand Rob. Like, a couple girls told Rob, right? And Rob was like, I do it for the people. I give them what they want. Yeah. Like, I give the people what they want. You know, like, he talks mess, right? And I was like, how is it? I wonder what people think when they are like, oh, Rob talks all this mess. He tries to be all funny and certain stuff that girls might get hurt or upset over. And Gisele, his wife, has like a woman empowerment podcast. And he told the Posted crew, and they're like, that's true.
That's true, man. But it's because like I don't even see it that way, but because I know Rob.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I guess that's why it's like honestly, yeah, because I get it, guys. Like dude, but okay, so on Saturday we talked a lot to like Alondra from Entre Nos with also Studio 1017, and esta so Ronnie, that's her Instagram name. Ronnie, yeah. And it was like Gisele, Rob, Alondra, Ronnie, and me and Ronnie's friend, and I was laughing so hard with these people, guys. Oh, like it was such a vibe. I loved it. But it is like women empowerment, and like they were talking about Rob, like they were like, yeah, I didn't really like Rob, but like now it's like, oh, I get it, like I get it. And I was like, no, yeah, I was like, when he would come over and he would help us set up for the podcast, and he would like try to like, I don't know, like try to tell Gisele what to do, I would honestly like want to slap him. Like,
no, what did you say? You were like, if he says,
oh yeah, I was like, if he fucking says sweetheart one more time, I'm fucking swing.
And those who know, like my friends know, Rob calls me
sweetheart. Yeah,
sweetheart.
And I was like literally, and like I would even tell Henry, I was like, I don't know what the fuck Gisele sees in Rob. Like, I don't fucking get it. I was like, I don't get it. I was like, I don't know why she married him. It was like,
why wasn't she my friend back then? So I could tell her, don't do it. Reconsider.
No, but like now that I know Rob, it's like, it's just a persona. Like, it's like a persona, but I also like, it's just Rob now to me. Yeah. Like, it's not, I was like, he doesn't really mean it like, oh, I'm the man. Like, it's what I say. Like, it's not like that, but it comes off as that. So it's, if you don't know him, it's like,
excuse me?
Yeah. Did he just say what I think he said?
Yeah.
No, but it was fun. It was a good event. I had a lot of fun. The tacos were freaking good from the birria tacos.
They were delicious.
Alcoholic drinks were good.
They were so good.
Everything was popping. It was such a vibe, dude. Like I was like, I like this. I don't really market, like do go to those market events or anything. But it was fun. I liked it.
But I feel like that's not really a market.
No, like it wasn't. It was like a meet and greet, but not.
Yeah, like they had a little bit of people there, but more markets, you don't really get to network and socialize.
Yeah, like everybody was kind of. Yeah. Also, the guys, like I gave Henry their Instagram because he's all into those like baseball caps and stuff. So that was really cool. Like I was like, man, like, and I told Henry, I was like, they had this one hat that said Los Astros. I was like, but they didn't have it in your size. I was like, I wouldn't have even asked you. Like I was just gonna get that one.
Yeah,
but they didn't have it in his size. But anyways, that's our intro. Thank you guys for listening to us for 1 year.
I wanted to give a shout out to Anahy's mom for making our beautiful 1-year cake.
Shout out to my mom and shout out to Jimena for this flyware that we got on.
Beautiful neck cruise.
Yes.
Neck cruise. Same thing.
Crew necks. I already wore mine. So I told you so.
I waited to wear it till today.
No, I didn't. I was like, that shit's cute. I'm wearing it to work. And my coworker was like, oh my God, is that from your podcast? And then I was like, yeah. I was like, Giselle's bestie made it for us. I was like, it's so cute, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love it, dude.
Yeah. As soon as we like did a sneak peek, people were like, where do we buy?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love you.
Yeah. Coming soon, guys. This is like the vibe we want. We want crew necks, oversized t-shirts, little crop tops, some baseball caps, socks. We got a lot of plans. But Giselle's the one with the good topics for today.
Should we start off funny or spooky?
Let's go spooky because it is October. And this is like our only spooky episode we'd be able to do.
It's not really spooky. So I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how like visions happen, right? And I was like, visions, like when you're praying with God or like praying and God gives you a vision, right? And I was like, man, I think Evelyn said that she experienced hearing her mother-in-law speak in tongues, right? Like, I guess that was her first time, or I'm not sure. Yeah. But I was like, that's crazy because, like, for me, I've seen it all, like, in church. So, like, speaking in tongues is, like, normal to me.
Yeah, it doesn't scare me.
Yeah, like, I've heard so many people speak in tongues. Like, it's crazy.
It is something cool and out of this world. But it doesn't scare me.
It doesn't scare me either because that's what I was going to say. So it's not like spooky, but it's October. And I was like, well, why not talk about stuff that actually happened to me in my life that could probably be scary. But have you ever seen the movie Insidious?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how the little boy has dreams?
Yeah.
What are they called? Astral project or no?
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called, like when you see yourself. I think it is astral.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, but I know, like when you see yourself in the dream.
Yeah.
But it's like real life.
No, you're asleep.
It's in your dream. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I had one of those dreams. It was so freaking scary. And they tell you this at church too. Like they kind of teach it to you, like the spiritual side of it, like how it's like real.
Yeah.
Like real, like it's really going on, like in the spiritual realm, they're battling. But I was asleep. And so wherever I was staying at, I think my mom went out that night. And she left me at her friend's house with, whatever, the kids. Not the kids, but the other people. And my cousin was there. She was older. And the way I was sleeping on the twin bed, like the door was right in front of me. And there was to the attic. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was asleep, right? And I thought I woke up, but I was asleep. I was asleep and I saw the attic open and like a huge black figure just was like walking down slowly. Okay. And I was looking straight at it, but I couldn't move. Like I couldn't talk or move. Like,
like in Mexico where they say like, que se te sube el muerto.
No, I've never heard that, but okay.
Yeah, like when you can't, like you're like this.
Yeah, but there's a word for it. I forgot.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, yes. So I was asleep and I couldn't move. And that black thing, like as soon as it was coming down, it started like flying like over me. Oh, no. And I was
so you thought this was a dream?
Yes. Well, it kind of was a dream. I was asleep. It was going on during my dream, but I couldn't wake up.
Yeah, that's cuando se te sube el muerto.
Yeah. So then I was asleep and I was looking straight up and the thing was looking straight down at me. And all I remember is my grandma telling me, like, if you ever have dreams like that are ugly or scare you, like, just say the name Jesus, right? And I was trying. I couldn't talk. Yeah. And I was like, I was freaking out. And I was like, dude, it was so scary and it's so real. Yeah. It is so real. And then finally, I don't know, like, I literally yelled Jesus. And my cousin was sleeping next to me and she said, like, I yelled it too, like, when I woke up. That I yelled in the name of Jesus. And, like, the thing, like, I woke up immediately and the thing went, like, flying. That's crazy. And I was like, that is crazy. That was one experience that I'll never forget. And I was younger. Another experience is I was little, okay? I was probably in elementary and my grandma. So when I see, like, people talk tongues or people being delivered and stuff like that, like, I don't get scared because I've already seen it that. My whole life. I grew up with it. But the first time I do remember when I saw it, my grandma, I was little and I think I went with her for the weekend or whatever. She wanted to go to like a deliverance weekend event at a church and we went. And they were doing like deliverance, praying for people and stuff like that. And they started to do it to my grandma. And my grandma obviously like started manifesting, or the spirit started manifesting, and I was like really scared of her. And there was another lady there. She's like, no veas, mija, no veas, no veas. And so she was like hugging me, but I could hear in the back like them praying for my grandma, and like she started throwing up and stuff like that. Yeah. And so I remember the whole ride home, I was like, like I was like, I don't want to go with this lady. And I was like
that movie where the grandma's like, get in heaven.
And I was so scared of my grandma that night. I think, no, I remember. She lived in a trailer, and she was like, oh, come on, mija, like, let's go to bed. I was like, I'm going to go watch TV in the other room. And she was like, no, Gisele, you need to go to sleep. Like, you're whatever. Like, she had bedtimes for me. I was like, no, grandma, I want to sleep in the other room. It's like, okay. And I remember that whole night, I was like,
oh, dude, the fear.
I was so scared of my grandma. I was so scared.
I get it. That's scary. I would have been fucking freaking out too. I'm not even kidding. I don't feel like I have ever had dreams like that, dude.
You've never had any scary dreams?
I've had, I don't know, like maybe the dreams I had, like I just don't remember. Like I just don't. My scary dreams when I was little were that my parents passed away. That always freaked me out.
You never had a dream that you like had multiple times? Not every night, multiple times,
so
but
this is a dream. We talked about it on when we went with Evelyn and Broly. Yeah. So I would have this dream and it was like in slow motion, dude. Like it was a regular, like it could be me and you right here, but everything was like super slow motion. And it was like I can remember the feeling I felt in that dream, and I was like, I don't get it. Like I would run and like I couldn't run, or like I would want to punch somebody and like I couldn't. Oh, those are the worst dreams when you're fighting and like you just can't punch. Like I know I can hit you. But yeah, like that's like the only dream I remember. And for some reason that dream reminds me of the Lion King, where Simba, when he's growing up and he's like on the maca.
Oh,
like
okay.
On the thing, and he's just like going back and forth on it, like with his paw, you know. Well, I imagine it in my dream, and it's like super slow motion, and it gives me like this really weird sense, like in my dream, like it scares me like so really much. Bad
anxiety.
Probably because I had that when I was little, and now I have anxiety, but I don't have that dream no more. Like it's just when I was little, I had that dream. Like it was super weird.
Really?
But the only like paranormal thing that's like I can like for sure know that this happened because I was with Marisol, because you said the movie Insidious. I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say because like I don't really feel like I've experienced that. Well, when Annabelle 2 came out.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, dude.
I never watched any of the Annabelle movies.
Okay, so I don't watch those movies no more because now I do think that like what you watch, like it's gonna come to you, because I feel like I did experience it, and I know this because me and Marisol experienced it together. So we went to the premiere, dude, and it was at midnight, right? What we were doing, I don't fucking know. We just went. We went to go see it in the middle of the night.
Traviesas.
Yes. So this was like before I met Henry too. Marisol lived with us. So I was like, yeah, like let's go. And we loved scary movies, dude. Like I think Marisol will still watch them, but like I just can't. Like I have this like intense fear of them now, and I used to not. Like now I'm like, especially porque me quedo sola, like with my land, I'm just like, no, I need to learn in my life. Yeah. So, like, we went to the movies. We're coming back. It's past midnight already because the movie was, like, midnight premiere. And Marisol was tired. And I was like, she better not freaking fall asleep because I'm scared. I was like, that movie scared me. And I was like, and, like, Michael Myers, like, all those movies, they don't scare me because it's, like, thrillers, you know? I was like, but, like, Annabelle and Insidious, like, that's all stuff that really can happen. Like, it has happened based on you. Yeah, like, all that stuff. But... we're driving back, and you've never been to my mom's house, or you've been to my mom's house?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? Mm-mm. So, my parents, they live, like, in a cul-de-sac, like, no, not a cul-de-sac. Like, it's kind of like, so there's, like, it's like a long street, and on this street, it's nothing but ranchos. But going into the street, there's, like, a junior high right here, and there's a neighborhood here. Once you pass that up, the rest of the street is all ranchos, like, left and right, left and right. And then where my parents live, it's like one street that just U-turns kind of. And it's not a neighborhood, but it's like a street that U-turns. And there's like houses like inside that U-turn. So that's how my parents live. So pulling up before you get to my parents' house, there's
that street.
There's like, this is the street to my parents' house. This is the neighborhood. And then this random street. And there's like random, like unas 3 o 4 casas like that are separated. And one of those houses, like, it's like metida pa dentro, and it has, like, the grass that kind of goes like this. Like, like in the driveway, but it's, like, the grass has, like, a little, like, an arch to it, but it's all grass. I've never thought anything creepy of that house, nothing. Yeah. So I'm driving, I'm pulling up to where the school and the neighborhood are, and it starts getting really foggy. And Marisol was asleep. And I was like, bitch, wake up. Like, I'm fucking scared. Like, I couldn't even see the speed limit signs. Like, that's how foggy it was. And I, like, puse mis luz largas and everything. And then I was like, Marisol, wake up. And she's like, yeah, I'm awake. And we were coming back from watching Annabelle. So I was like, am I seeing things? Or, like, is this real? And in the middle of the street, dude, coming out from that house with the grass arch, there's a lady with crazy hair. Like a white gown all the way to her. I kid you not, Gisele, dude. Like, I kid you not. The gown was to her, like, nomás se miraban los pies. And she was barefoot, which is another. But there was a dog with her. So I was like, oh, maybe she's just part of the house. She's just, like, even then I was like, my mind was trying to comprehend this.
Yeah, like, she's
and
like,
I was
I'm
like,
crying.
I was like, Marisol. And then she was like, what? And I was like, is that a lady, dude? And she was like, what the fuck? Like, she was like, oh my gosh. And like, dude, like, this is the lady and this is my car. And she like would not move. Like, I had to brake. And she looked right at us. And I was like, I was freaking. I was like, no, this is a real lady. Like, it's not a ghost. Like, you know? And so I'm like moving the car around and she's like this, dude. Like, this is my car. And I'm like going like this. And I'm like gonna go this way, and she starts getting closer to the car.
What the fuck?
Dude, and I was like, I don't want to run her over if she's real. Like, what if she's real? And
she's on drugs or something.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. I was like, she's probably like, it's an old, like, it. I didn't even know anybody lived there. Yeah, and I was like, okay, so I finally, like, I get ahead of her. And I stepped on, dude, that street is so, that like thing is so close to my parents' house. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll go to my tia's house on the next street. Like, I'm not going to my mom's. And like, I hauled ass. Like, I literally went from like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. And we turn around, dude. I looked in the rear view mirror and she was running towards the car, like kind of hovering over. And Gisele, like, only
shut up.
Dude, only because
I'm Marisol. Is this true?
Dude, yeah, only because Marisol was with me do I tell this story? Because if not, I'd be like, nah, I was imagining things.
And she turned around and saw that.
And she was like, dale, dale. She was like, she's coming. Dude, and we turned into my parents' street. I'm like, call my mom, tell her to wait, like, run, open the door for us. What? Dude, we, like, ran into the house so fast. And my mom was like, what happened? And we told her, and she's like, keep watching those movies. Like, she was like, keep watching those movies. She's like, y'all think I'm kidding? Like, she's like, no, like, those movies, you know? And, like, that's the only paranormal experience.
Okay, your paranormal experience is way crazier.
Dude, it was, and like to this day, I still don't know. Her? No, like I'm like, maybe it was a lady.
And there was a dog too?
There was a dog. And it was a gold dog. Like I remember the dog was with her. And even the dog would like look at her like weird. And I was like, what the hell is that?
And it was like a white bata.
It was a white, full-on white bata. It was a button, and it had, like, the old-school collars. So that's why I was like...
I rebuke it in Jesus.
No, honestly, and her hair just so was, like crazy para arriba, like this. But I just thought it was somebody waking up in the middle of the night to take their dog out for a piss. Like, I did not think...
I get it, sis.
Yeah.
I'm tired, too.
I was like...
I get it. I look like that too.
It was scary, dude. Like, it was so scary. And that's why, like, and then, like, my mom lives, like, really close to the San Jacinto Monument. And, you know, like, all the land across there was battlefield. Mm-hmm. So, I do think that there's spirits that wander there that haven't gotten, like, to their eternal resting place. But my mom will be like, ay, se me hace que oí algo. I'm like, no, don't even start telling me que oíste algo. I don't want to know, Mom. I don't want to know if you heard something.
Do you still go down that street? You have to?
I have to. Dude, I get scared.
And you don't look at that house ever?
No, I don't turn that way. I just see like the little, because it's like a dirt, it's como un road, pero es de dirt, como de, no es de like concrete. Mm-hmm. So it's even creepier. And then it just has like these trees that arch around it that make that greenery arch.
Yeah.
But there's people that live there now. Like, I don't know. That's the most I've seen.
That is okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And Marisol's side.
Dude, text her, be like, running. Hey, like, and I talked about that day I went to go see Annabelle. She'll tell you the same story, dude. Dude, and then I was like, and you were falling asleep, dude. Like, you were gonna leave me there by myself with this lady while you were asleep. Like,
not you in the car. You could have ran over.
Imagine, like, but that's why, like, I was like, what if she's real and I run her over? Yeah, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she started running after your car.
Yeah, she started running towards the car, dude. Like running, like freaking sprinting fast as fuck, dude. Like I was so scared, dude. Like
there's
so scary.
No way.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. The only other thing that I've experienced, so like mine was kind of more funny, right? Well, not the dream, that was scary, but my grandma, like experiencing my grandma, that was kind of funny because now I know, but back then I was scared. But the only other thing that I can say paranormal wise that I have that scared the crap out of me. There was a point where me and my mom were arguing a lot, and I was a teenager, and I just like hated her guts. Could not stand my mother. I was just like in a really bad place with her. We were arguing all the time. I was going to live with my friend a lot of the weekends. To be vindictive. I don't know what I did. I think I put a picture like under her door, like of when she was with my dad, when her boyfriend was there, like her baby daddy. I know I was being ugly, and then my mom she found it. She's like, "You're being so ugly," and like whatever, you know. So we started arguing, but I was in my room crying, and I was just like sitting there in anger, like because I was like, man, like just thinking of all the bad things things why she's not a good mom and like why I hate my mom. Okay. So I'm in the corner and I'm crying, like just being dramatic, drama, teenage years. And the closet door, the doorknob. Shut up. No, I swear to God, the doorknob started going like this and then it started going like that, like harder. And then I was like, and I like jumped out of bed and ran and I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I love you.
Oh my God.
And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? And then I told her what happened. She's like, see?
Yeah.
I'm so scared. And then I started praying to God. And I was like, God, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have talked about my mom or like thought those things. And after that, I think like I just got better at not like disrespecting my mom or being ugly towards her. But yeah, the doorknob was like going really hard.
Oh my God. I just got goosebumps.
That was scary. That was so scary.
Yeah, no.
And then I went after. It was like, because nobody was home. It was just me and my mom. And we were arguing like bad, like really bad, yelling at each other. And and I was in my room like saying how much I hate my life and blah, 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 blah. And be dramatic, being a girl. Yeah,
teenage girl.
Teenage girl. And that happened. Like the doorknob just started turning really hard. And my brothers weren't home or nothing. So
I would be scared, dude. No.
And then another time, I don't know if it's paranormal, but my brother, he sleepwalks sometimes. One of my brothers, Kevin. And one time he was sleepwalking and he went into the hallway, the same apartment. He went into a hallway and he just stood there and he was like, but their eyes are open.
Yeah.
And he was looking like that. And my mom was like, hey, like, what's wrong with you? And he was like, I'm just talking to the girl. And we were like, what girl? What's up, girl? Where you at? And then he was like, I play with her every night. We were like, oh,
heck. I bet you your mom started praying right then and there.
Girl, she had my aunts, my grandma, everybody come over talking about praying for the place, rebuking spirits. And then
did he still sleepwalk after that?
No. So that was really scary. But he was like, I play with her every night. And we're like, huh? And he would like walk down the hallway,
dude,
or he would just like stare. But he was asleep too, because then we like
Henry better not be asleep.
My mom would like walk him to bed, and then he'd go back to sleep. We'd wake him up and be like, hey, do you remember this last night? And he'd be like, huh? I did that? And we're like, yeah.
That's weird.
And he talks in his sleep too. Yeah. Those are probably the two.
Mylene sleepwalks. She like wants to get up or something, but like I don't let her. But we have caught her. Yeah, we have caught her like sleepwalking. Like the other day, she was in the closet. But like as a mom, you feel when they get up, Mm-hmm. And I was like, come on, like I just kind of try to lead her back to bed. But for her, I think it's because she was playing Roblox like right before going to bed, and I feel like all that stuff like messes like with their nervous system. So I do feel like that's what, because it was never like she was talking to anybody. She was kind of just like walking around. But it was creepy, like, because she would, like, with her hair all long in her face. Like, no, ma'am, like come back to bed. The girl. I wake Henry up, and I'm like, I'm scared of my own daughter. You better get up. Like,
grabbing your shirt.
Yeah, I'm like, babe, can you please get her? Like,
you grab the holy oil in your hands and then you pick her up.
And I'm like, and I like, we pray every night, and she prays in the mornings too. Oh my God, dude. Yesterday, this is so off topic, but yesterday we were, I let her wear some of her new shoes to school. And we were praying, like, God, like, que tenga buen día Mylene, and take care of her, protect her. And then she was like, and Jesus, I just want to tell you thank you. She was like, thank you for my mommy buying me my brand new shoes. And I was like, oh, my baby. Like, she knows, like, to thank God for that, And then she was like, and Jesus, I just want to tell you that I love you. And I was like, oh, my heart, dude. I was like, okay, you're doing good, dude. Like, you're doing good. But, yeah, like, I think sleepwalking is so freaking weird and scary. Like,
dude, that's so scary.
Sure, yeah,
especially hearing like other people who experience paranormal stuff. But what you experience is crazy.
Yeah, like what I experienced, what Marisol and I experienced was like crazy. Out of this world, dude. Like, I feel like that was so.
I would have ran the lady over.
Dude, what if she was? I wasn't gonna go to jail. Like, I really thought in my mind when I was pulling up to her.
When were you going home? Like 2, 3?
Yeah. I know, dude. I know. Yo sé las horas. Just so my mom tells me, te levantas a las 3 de la mañana. Like, vale más que estés rezando because, Like, and I'm like, I know, mom. That's so whenever I wake up, I just don't look at the clock. I just start praying. I don't want to know.
That's what my mom tells me. She's like, that's when the witches and the warlocks are.
Yeah, and it's creepy.
Praying. That's their prayer time.
Yeah, and then one time, because Marisol would stay with us, right? So we shared a bed. Like, it was like I think it was like a queen size bed, but we would sleep like on opposite ends. So she would sleep like up against the wall, and I would sleep like on this side. And I remember one time she was having like sleep paralysis. Oh. And dude, that scared me, and I wasn't the one dreaming it. And all I would see was like, she was like this. Y'all are gonna make fun of me, but I don't care. She was like this. She was asleep, and then like I woke up because I just heard her like like that. Yeah. Like she wanted to say something, but she couldn't. And she was like this. She was like and I was like, Marisol, wake up, dude. I was scared.
Throw water.
Was like, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do. And like, I didn't know God like I know God now, you know, but she was just like, and I was like, I'm fucking scared. Like, I don't know what to do. And then finally, dude, like I was able to get a reaction out of her, but I was freaked out and I was like, are you okay? And she was like, what happened? And I was like, you wouldn't wake up, dude. Like you were saying something, like you were trying to say something and like you wouldn't say it. And she was like, dude, I was dreaming que andaba un diablito, like, where my parents' house is a 2-story house.
Yeah.
And dude, and it's like they have like the creepy barandales, like the ones with the metal thing across and like the wood on top. And then it's like a big white wall. And she said that she would see the diablito. She's like, and it was like coming towards us. And I was like trying to curse at it. Like I was trying to like curse it. And she was like, but it like I couldn't. Like there was something holding me back where like I couldn't curse it. Like I couldn't tell it to fucking leave us alone. And she was like, and that's what my dream was. And I was like, yeah, you scared me.
Y'all are crazy. That is so funny. I cannot still, dude. All I picture is like a lady like chasing y'all. That's so scary.
Dude, I'm gonna look up a picture and I'm gonna insert it right here.
Hell,
and I'm gonna show y'all what she looked like.
Like was it like the visit, like the old ladies, or no?
No, it was on. Okay, it was. And it was weird because on the Annabelle movie, like, I don't know if you've never seen them. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, the lady's like a crazy lady. Like, she's going crazy inside her house. And she's so wearing the lady had a dress, like the white Annabelle dress. Oh, so I know that shit was coming home with us.
You open some doors, girl. You gotta
so that's why, like, and Henry doesn't believe me. Like, I'm like, you don't get it. Like, that opens doors. I was like, I get that now. I was like, I didn't get that back then. And then I was like, but I get that now. Like, now I know, like, okay, like, that is going to open some doors. So I tell him, like, when he's watching that stuff, like, I'm just on my phone, but I'm like, make sure all these doors are closed because, like, I'm, like, making sure the doors are closed, the restroom door's closed, the freaking shower in the other room is closed. Like, everything needs to be closed. I was like, ¿Y tú allá? I was like, yo no voy a ver nada. Like, I'm just sitting here with you.
No, dude, that's crazy. Man, if y'all have ever experienced anything, drop them. Let us know.
Yeah, or send us a DM with like your stories.
Yes,
I would love to know.
Be so funny. We won't mention anybody if you don't want to.
No, we won't mention names.
But just to have a laugh after the scary stuff.
Yeah, because we need to.
I know everybody gets on TikTok. I know that for sure, and I know everybody gets like on social media. So me and Anahy have been dying at these drafting women to the war. I'm dying at these like. Oh my gosh, and they're so relatable because I'm like, that would probably be all of us if we went to war.
Yeah,
like if we got drafted.
Have you seen all those Cadet Kelly memes?
Yeah,
like,
it's like not Cadet Kelly.
It's a war and it's like the little drill things.
Yes,
with the ribbon and
there's
everything.
This one. It's my favorite. They're like in the tanks and it's 2 soldiers and he's like, it's supposed to be girls, right? Can you play my war playlist on Spotify? And then Nuck If You Buck comes on. I'm like, no.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. And then there was one that said, okay, but I literally can't find the off button. I was like, that's us, because we're always like literally like
oh my gosh. You know, I saw a TikTok of this French guy and the girl, like she's getting mad at him or something, and she's like, literally, and then he's like, he's like French, and he's like, can you not say literally? You sound so American right now. And I was like, what an insult to the Americans. Like, I love saying literally.
There was another one that says, if I don't take a little nappy nap, I'm gonna get cranky.
That's Gisele. That's Gisele for sure.
And there's another one right here that says, it's giving G.I. Jane. It's giving Cadet Kelly.
Cadet Kelly. Dude, I love that movie. I don't care how cringe it is.
Oh my gosh.
I love that movie.
This is me, y'all. So it's a guy. He's driving the tank, but he looks like he's so scared, right? And he's like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm literally about to cry. That would be me. I'd be like, where are we going?
Dude, I couldn't, man. Like, I really am like Miss Congeniality. Like, I really just want world peace. Like, I truly do just want
You're
world
the one
peace.
that's like, nah, I'm in the kitchen. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Literally, dude, You know what's crazy? I literally told Henry this 2 days ago. I was like, yeah, you know how they're drafting women into the military? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that's what all these woke feminists wanted. I was like, I didn't want that. I was like, I did not want that. That's what I was like, whoever came up with the idea as a woman, I want to start working. Like, I'm really mad at you because I did not want to work. Like, now it's expected of us. I did not want to work, guys. Like, if it were up to me, I would go back to the day where the woman stayed home and the husband provided a good life. And that was the American dream. The American dream nowadays, it ain't what it was back then. And that's all I really want now. But now it takes two incomes to try to have that American dream. So I'm just really mad at whoever decided to start making women work.
Literally. Like, how American is that for you?
And I told Henry, I was like, I really just wish I could stay home, cook for my man. I was like, take care of my Lynn. I mean, probably still do something a little bit that's not like a book club or something where I'm not just going crazy at the house. And then I was like, but just like have time to be a woman. I was like, we don't get that no more. Like now it's like, it's harder. It's harder for women because it's like you gotta work, you gotta be a wife, you gotta be a good mom, you gotta make sure your house is clean, make sure the laundry's done.
Superwoman.
Superwoman. I mean, the good thing is that we can do it, but
there was this one that was like, dude, this is me. So there's a military, like a soldier, and he's talking into his walkie-talkie, and it's just like, can someone come to the bathroom with me? I don't want to go alone.
I wouldn't want to go alone either. What if they take you y te violan or something, dude? Like, no, that's scary.
Can just turn around. I would die. I was like, no.
Aquí están unas hojas para que te limpies.
Oh, man, those are so funny. And then there was some comments. Girl, I use my period to get out of pee. I'm not fighting the war.
I saw that one.
My mom said I can't go if there will be boys. My therapist said I should stand my ground and say no to things that make me uncomfortable.
Dude, I think that's the same post I had seen.
Yeah. It's like, and my mom has to meet everyone's parents before I go. That's a Mexican thing.
That is such a, they talked about that on Provocative Podcast.
I saw some of her clips where she's talking about Mexican mom math.
Mexican math. But I was like, hey, but it's true. Like, I wasn't allowed to go over to nobody's house. Like, y menos si tenían hermanos, o ahí va a estar su hermano, ahí va a estar su papá, like, es que uno nunca sabe, like, that's true.
They were so funny though. I was like dead. And then there was another comment where a soldier lady, she was like, coming from a person who has been drafted 3 times, these are all so true. I was like, oh well, we're glad that we're not the only women. And then there's videos where that song's like ski, and then the tank is going on fast. Like us being drafted. And it's like on my way to pick up Starbucks. Does anybody want to?
Dude, man, is there Starbucks at work? That's what I want to know. Because I'm pretty sure there's not.
I was like, oh, and then there was one that one got me too. It's like, some of us women are ready with all our unhinged trauma.
Oh, for sure. They're going to go release and anger all of that issues over there. Yeah.
Just everybody.
Yeah. But speaking of how do you say
feminism?
It? Yeah, feminism. I don't know if you saw, there's a TikTok going around of a girl or a woman. I don't claim her as one of us, but she's going on a date for the first time with this guy, and he's like an Arab guy, but he's like a cute guy. Like, you could tell he has money by the car he drives and everything. Period. And people were like, she'd be getting advice from the sprinkle lady, but it didn't sprinkle back. Have you seen the sprinkle lady on TikTok? Okay, well, that's another topic. But anyways, she basically like starts recording. She thinks that she's gonna like make him look bad, but really like she's just making herself look like a dumbass because she's like recording herself, and the guy's like, okay, I'm gonna walk around to open your door, and she was hasta eso, right? And she was like, okay, and she's like recording, and she's like, this guy, like as soon as he closes the door, she's like, he's like, do you see the way that I'm dressed? Like, I'm wearing this nice green dress, like my hair, my lipstick. But the dress is like a casual, like little strap. It has like tiny spaghetti strap dress. It's green, and she has purple lipstick on. Like, first of all, green and purple, you look like Barney girl. But she's like, Yeah, and he thinks I'm going to get off at the Cheesecake Factory. Like, he really brought me to the Cheesecake Factory on our first date, and you're trying to impress me. And then she locks the door on him so he can't open it. And she's like, she rolls the window down, and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, you really think I'm going to get off? Look at the way I'm dressed. She's like, I'm not going to get off. Like, I can't believe
know what video this is.
Dude, yeah, she was like, I can't believe you would bring me here. And he's like, okay, like, are you going to get off or not? And he's like super sweet to her, dude. Like, he's super nice to her about it. And he's like, I don't understand. And then he's like, okay, you're not going to get off. And she's like, no. And he walks back around. Yeah. He walks back around and he's like, okay, so you already explained to me like what you said. He's like, here, like what you expected on this first date. And he was like, we could have gotten there. We could have gotten to where I'm going to take you to a fancy restaurant, but you were an hour. Like, I picked you up. He picked her up, let's say at 4. She didn't come downstairs till 5.
What the heck?
And he was like, they had reservations at a different restaurant, but she was late. And he was like, I had reservations at a different restaurant. You know this. You're the one that was late. He's like, another guy wouldn't have waited an hour to take you out on the date. They would have just left. And he's like, so Cheesecake Factory was basically like the second option. And he's like, and just like you have expectations for your first date, like I have expectations for mine. And he's like, and it's respect. And you already lost all of that from me. He's like, so I'm just going to go ahead and take you home. And I was like, as you should, King. Dang. As you should. Period. I was like, King. Period. And she was like, oh. So, like, I guess she thought, like, he was going to be like, no, like, let me take you somewhere else. And she was like, so if that's, you want to end it? Like, you want, like, that's what it is? Like, you're just going to take me home? And he's like, well, are you going to get off? And then she was like, no. He's like, okay, then I'm going to take you home. And I was like, as you should, dude. Like,
period.
And then in the comments, they were like, see, like, this is the problem with girls nowadays. Like,
you had a good man. Dude, I don't know if he was a good man, but he sounds like a gentleman.
Factory is expensive to me, okay? Like, I don't know what the fuck you were trying to go to. Like, I get it. Like, me and Henry have been to nice steakhouses, but we're married. Like, I would never, ever expect a guy, like, to take me out to, like, a five Michelin star restaurant, like, on our first date. Like, for what? Like,
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with
that. There's nothing wrong with it, but, like, first date to me, it's like, you have to first see if you vibe. Like, that's a first date. Like, mine and Henry's first date was to freaking Outback Steakhouse and to the movies. Like, that's a good date, you know? Like, but these girls, like, and then, like, even people were reposting in there, like, and it's because of people like y'all that guys don't want to date us. Like, guys don't want to date girls no more or take us seriously. Like,
who they want to date.
Yeah, they're like, because todas son interesadas. Like, all y'all are acting like y'all are interesadas. And she's like, the first date's like a vibe. And then they were like, dude, I dropped $200 at the Cheesecake Factory last time. Like, that ain't no cheap date.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, they were basically talking like about how like girls nowadays, like they just expect like to be treated like queens, but they're not queens themselves. And like they don't give themselves that respect to like be able to like, court them. She's like, you should be courting me. And he was like I was, but like you didn't want to.
I feel like the Factory. How do I say it? The ones that are the loudest are just not.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like la zorra nunca se mira la cola. That's what my mom says. Like that.
Like, I just feel like if you're not super humble and
exactly.
Right, yeah,
it gives ick. It gives super like ick. That's why I say we don't claim her. I don't know what she is, but we don't claim her. But to me, it's just like.
And see, for situations like that, that's when Rob tries to be like, "Oh, but y'all went did it," and I'm like, Don't use this example to put it on all us good women, because a lot of us good women are still getting played out here too, or treated wrong,
exactly,
because of those women. And then again, too, it goes the same thing with guys. Like, girls were hurt with this loser guy, and now the next guy is getting the repercussion of the first one, and that's why it is an ongoing like system with girls and guys back and forth, the hurt, the disrespect, or trying to gain the trust between each other again because your past relationship hurt you. But that's why, I mean,
you have to heal from it.
Yeah, I feel like you have to really heal from it, talk about it. I feel like when you go into a relationship, you should really talk to that person too, if y'all are going to take the next step and be serious, talk about the past and what things hurt you. Because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to know about your past, but maybe you do. Maybe you need to know what's so once my craziness unhinges.
I act crazy, fool.
Yeah, once my craziness unhinges, you can understand why.
You gotta lay all the cards out on the table. Dude, that's crazy because I was always really like honest. Like when I would date guys, like when I was before I met Henry, like when I was going back and forth between my toxic, I don't even want to say ex, that toxic guy, and like I would date other guys, and like I would straight up tell them, like once I knew that they were like, yeah, like I like they wanted to take me serious, I'd be like, so here's the deal. I was like, there's this guy who's like, he's very toxic. I know I shouldn't be with him, but like if he were to be like let's be together right now, like I'm gonna drop you, like, and I'm gonna go with him. I was always very honest, and they'd be like, yeah, and I'd be like, nah, yeah, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like honesty, obviously, like in the beginning of a relationship, like that's always like best. But for me, whenever I met Henry, like I didn't have to tell him that because I was already over it. But like I did tell him, look, like I'm gonna tell you who this person is because I just know he's crazy. I was like, and he's gonna try to talk to you. And I don't know what he's gonna tell you. And sure enough, like it happened. Like he did went and talked to Henry and tried to like fuck it up for me. But thankfully, like Henry and I had already like discussed that, and like established that trust. And Henry was just like whatever, like about the guy. But it did take us like a while to like move past that, like because he felt like that I was still like in that, like I was still 1 foot in, 1 foot out with him. And I felt like he's going to screw me over just like all these other guys have always screwed me over. So it did take... You have
to work past that.
Yeah, it did take a while for us to work past that. Like, we never had, like, a toxic stage. Like, we've never broken up. Like, if we were talking about this for our anniversary, I was like, damn, like, ever since you said you want to be my girlfriend, like, I've been your girlfriend. It's never been anything else. And he was like, I know, right? Like, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, but... And he tells me, like, I wish I would have met you sooner. But I was like, nah, like, I met you when I was supposed to meet you. Like,
you didn't want to know that.
Yeah, you didn't want to meet me back then. I was like, we probably wouldn't have worked out. I was like, so I know. And it's like, have you heard of the string theory? Where, like, you've been around the love of your life and, like, you didn't even know. Yeah. That happened to me and Henry. Yeah. Like, he played with my cousin's band that I would go see my cousin play when I was 14 years old. I would go to my cousin's practices. Henry would be... I never saw him, dude. He was in the same room with me. Yeah. Never saw him, like, nothing. We've hung... Like, some of the people we hang out with, like, they're kind of, like, around the same people that we hang out with. And, like, I never saw him. And I was like, that's so freaking... He was in my cousin's band. Like, I was like... I literally... He was like, yeah, I remember we played here. And I was like, I went. He was like, yeah, on this day. And I was like, I was there, dude. Yeah. Like, what the heck? Like,
me and Rob talk about that, too. Because,
the string theory?
Well, not necessarily the string theory, but it relates. Because I'd always be like, man, that's crazy. Like, we could have met a long time ago. A couple of his friends were super close to this one guy I went to middle school and high school with. That guy, his best friend would always have parties. So that one guy, his name was Jacob. He would invite his friends, who Rob are his best friend. So he would go to all these parties I was at.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh yeah, I went to part of that party. He's like, I was there. And I'm like, no, you weren't. He's like, yeah, I was. Okay, and when me and VNA were best friends, like best friends, that's still the girl, right? That's my homie. I still love her. But we were like inseparable. She had a birthday party at her house, and her and Rob had a whole dance battle.
Shut up.
And I still didn't know.
You see? That's the string theory.
Crazy.
Like, that's the string theory.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, you're dating Rob or whatever. When I was talking to him, she's like, dude, he was at my party. And I'm like, what party? And then she was like, remember when we were in the backyard and my mom, like, shut it down because, like, I don't know what was going on, but she shut it down. And she was crazy. Like, remember I was like doing the Dougie and I was dancing against the guy? And I was like, yeah, I remember you dancing, but I don't remember the guy. She was like, it was Rob.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what? I was like, that's crazy.
That is a string theory. Yeah. Like, but I was like,
that's wild.
And like, Henry sees pictures of me in high school and he was like, you were so my type. And I see pictures of him in high school and I was like, babe, you literally look like one of my exes. Like,
no, Rob was not my type.
No, he was my type. Like, for sure. Like, he was so my type. And I was like, I so would have dated you in high school. I was like, man, that sucks. Like, I feel like I missed out on all these years I could have been with you. And like, you know, it didn't happen. But I was like, but it was meant to happen when it was meant to happen. But it's just freaking insane. I forgot what we started this topic with. We were talking about string theory. Oh, the girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like
we do not claim her.
Mujeres que
I want to watch it now.
Okay, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, it's insane. She's a wild one.
I think she's talking about it. She posted a video.
Oh, she reposted it?
Yeah, like she's responding to it. That's crazy. The dress doesn't even look.
She don't even look like she deserves to be at a 5-star restaurant. First of all,
that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's wild. But por mujeres así, like, yeah, like people like Rob would be like, you see, like women just want like this. Like, no, we don't. Like, you can't pin what one woman experiences.
And I mean, it goes the same for boys
requires. Too. Yeah, and just like with girls. But so also for guys, like with Henry, like, yeah, I was hurt in other relationships, but I would tell him like, I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. Like, just because like these guys like did stuff to me, like, yeah, it was gonna make me act a little bit more crazy at times, right? But I'm still gonna trust you. Like, I still, until I know, like,
that was
for
very
sure.
mature of you, because a lot of women are like,
yeah,
like
they
go into hurt to the next relationship.
Yeah, but I was always like that. Even like dealing with like after my high school sweetheart, like even after going into like the next relationship, that's why I went in so oblivious, because I was like, I was never one to like,
I'm gonna trust you. And I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah. And like, this guy,
if you had me as a friend, I would have been like, nah,
no, dude. Like, even my friends were like, yeah, you need to give this guy a chance. Gaslit me, gaslit my family, gaslit my friends. And it wasn't until like the first time we like broke up, or like he broke up with me, and then I went out with one of my friends, and then her friend that she was with was really close with that guy, but like I didn't even know. And she was like, wait, who are you talking about? And like I told her, and she was like, shut up. She was like, oh my God, he's such a party animal. He's out till like 2 a.m, like every night, getting drunk. And then I was like, I don't think we're talking about the same person. It was like that, dude.
Oh shit.
And I was like, that's why I was so oblivious into like trusting him fully, that like I was like, the fuck do you mean he's out there partying?
Ya me voy a dormir, muñeca. Good night.
No, yeah.
Okay, babe, good night. And
then no, y luego trabajaba de noche, so, you know, like, yeah, it was like a fucking wild ass shit. But I was like, I don't think we're talking about the same person, but it was the same person. It was the same person. So and even after that, like I was always like, even after he did shit to me, like I'd be like, look, dude, like we're nothing. Like, me puedes tener la confianza de que si quieres andar con otras, like anda con otras. Like at this point, dude, like we're not anything. And he would still lie, and I was like, what's, like, I don't get it. Like, why lie to me? Like I'm telling you, go be free, do your own. And like you still feel the need to lie to me, like. What was the reason? I just don't get it.
You know what I just thought about? Me driving home, I'm about to have like Jesus music, because all I can think about is you driving.
Okay, speaking of Jesus music though, I heard that if you listen to Jesus music in the morning, like you're just gonna have a better day. Like the music that you feed your soul is like, that's why like
that's why it's big on what you watch and what you hear.
Yeah,
it feeds your spirit
for sure. Yeah, I do believe in all of that, because I do be listening to my Jesus music in the mornings, but not every morning. And then, dude, like when I have my phone on shuffle and a Jesus music comes on, I cannot skip that. Even if I was just listening to freaking Felices los Cuatro, the song before that by Maluma, like I can't skip Jesus. Like I gotta praise him right now.
You listen to English or Spanish? Or you
Spanish? My regular, like,
what songs do you?
Just like the ones we grew up with, like
La iglesia sigue caminando.
No, yeah, we're Catholic, so it's different songs.
No, I don't even know if that's a real song. My grandma was just telling me something about caminando.
Like Dios está aquí. I love that one.
That's a Christian one.
Okay, well, yeah. That we'll sing that one. Dios está aquí. That's one of my favorite ones. My favorite one is the Muy Buenas Noches that they play at the Sunday night churches. I don't know if you've heard it, but it reminds me of my grandma on my dad's side. Like it says, ¿cómo dice? It says Muy Buenas Noches. I can't. I'm not gonna sing for y'all guys. I can sing though.
No,
it's my hidden talent.
But estás aquí.
Yeah, like
Israel Hudin sang that song too. It was so pretty.
Alabaré, like like the alabaré. Yeah, like that kind of music.
I sing that one too.
Yeah, like that's what I listen to mostly.
There's this one I'm gonna share. I don't know a lot of Spanish songs, but Jessica, when I would go to her Bible study, I learned more Spanish songs, and there's really, really,
do you know the one that's like Dios está aquí? Dude, I love that one.
I have to hear
Let me play it. Oh, it's on my phone. I might cut this out though because I don't want you to hear the one that's like look it up. Dios está aquí, tan cerca como el aire que respiras.
Dios está aquí.
And then it says tan cerca. Dude, listen to it. And you know it?
I think I've heard it.
It's so cute, dude.
I think I have heard it.
That song makes me cry, dude. Like, I'll be in the car and I'm like, he's here. He's here. Like, it's cute.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, that's my jam. It is. I be crying to that in the car.
Oh, this one. This is the one. This one. Si tu presencia no está conmigo.
No, because those are bands, right? Like, those are from bands, like gospel bands.
Probably.
Yeah, like the music I listen to is like from the church.
But like, the one, Sé que estás aquí is a band too. Who created it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna share this one.
I just like usually listen to the songs that they sing at the church, but I don't really listen to like bands that are gospel, like for the gospel. I should, but I don't.
This one's really good. Si tu presencia conmigo no va. Saying basically like if your presence isn't with me, like I'm not going there. Like I'm not moving till you tell me to move. Oh. It's a beautiful song. That's some song I learned from Jessica's I Fell in Love. I know more Spanish ones, but I forgot. I gotta hear them. Like Luis and Adrian something.
I don't know.
No.
See, I'm telling you, I just
Adrian. He's just one singer, but his name is Adrian, I think. I could be saying
that. Alabaré one, that one goes hard on Sundays. It does. At the church, everybody's like,
yes,
it's a jam.
Have you ever been to a Christian concert?
Not a Christian concert, but I have been to a Christian church.
Oh, okay.
I've been to the one, I think it was over there by like Memorial. It was like a bunch of young people. Super, super young people. They talked about like the pyramid and how like relationships are established based off the pyramid. And like, it's a pastor, right? Yeah. The pastor like gave like the examples of the pyramids and stuff. And it was interesting. Like I liked how he explained everything. I feel like
take you to a Christian concert one day, girl. Everybody's jumping,
girl,
dancing.
I cry in my car. You think I'm not going to cry at a Christian concert?
Everybody's jumping, dancing, praising. It's like a whole vibe. When I first took Rob to a Christian church, like his first time ever, when we started dating, he was like, is this church? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it feels like a concert.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, the worship time here is lit. I was like, yeah.
Christian churches, I feel like, are more like...
I love worship.
It's easier to, like me, even I'm a Catholic, like as a Catholic, like you really have to pay attention in church to like the readings and which as a Christian you do too, but as a Christian it's kind of like more entertaining, like because it's like just easier to get into it because everybody's like into it. And at a Catholic church, I feel like there's some people that are like really just there to be there, or like, you know, like it's easier to see who's really there and who's like kind of just there to be there. Mande?
Like who's paying attention and who's not.
Yeah.
Because y'all have to like do readings and stand up and sit down and that, right?
Yeah. And like, I think it also depends on the padre. Like this padre that we've been going to the one on navigation. Like I love him because he'll like, a lot of padres, like they kind of just read the scripture and then they give their interpretation or like they give like what they explain teaching. What it is. Yeah. And like this last padre that we've been going to, like he's like, okay, and what does this commandment say? And he like legit waits for people to respond. And I'm like, oh, I've never seen that in a Catholic church. Like, and he's like, and he don't move on until somebody answers that question. Like,
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like
That's
that.
good.
So I do think it depends a lot on like the
teaching.
padre. Yeah. Like, que está dando la misa.
Yeah.
But I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so too. You probably cut out when we were singing.
Oh, for sure. And I might not, though. I might just leave it in. Yeah. Y'all are just going to get all of it. You're going to get the paranormal. You're going to get the supernatural.
With Jesus.
And then we're ending it with Jesus to end it on a good note because Gisele's got to still drive home.
Ay, Dios mío.
Anyways.
I'm going to call my mom. Amma.
I do that. Like, I need to be talking to somebody on the phone because if not,
I know.
I'm going to go with my thoughts. But thanks, guys, again, for the 1 year. Getting to allowing, or ¿cómo va a decir?
Supporting us to get here.
Being through our journey to getting to 1 year. So, like, thank you for
coming with us on our journey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But we're about to go cut this cake. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell them to subscribe too. Giveaways will be coming soon. We have 2 giveaways coming. I think it's going to be together for the new year. Y'all are going to really want it.
And then our vlogs for Christmas.
And we're doing Vlogmas for Christmas. So excited. And we're also teaming up with some other podcasts for the Vlogmas. So super excited, guys. Y'all don't want to miss it. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.